We're trying to take you, the player, back in time to Normandy 1944 and put you in the shoes of real people. And one of the things we have to do that is to put you in an environment that feels real.
One of our challenges in creating a game is how do you draw the terrain and how do you make the ground look realistic? Now, authenticity was vital for our game.
We had spy planes, even back then, that flew all over the continent of France in May, and they took photographs. And these are called aerial reconnaissance photographs. These are the same photographs that we actually used to recreate the battlefields exactly as they were at the time.
We took those photos and we overlaid them on our screens, and with our digital manipulation, we were able to create the exact lay of the land as it was in 1944. Then we went to Normandy and took photos, and we saw how the elevation went and what the trees looked like, and we tried to recreate it in the best way possible. You're going to actually be walking over the same terrain exactly as it appeared in 1944. During this game, you'll see things in the background that you don't see in other games. There are aircraft off doing missions. They're strafing, they're bombing, they're moving out. There's artillery falling in the distance.
Human beings are great in interpreting their environments. When we put you in a game, you lose some of that.
The soldier who had trained for 2 years before jumping into battle, he was equipped with intricate knowledge about every nook and cranny of Normandy and every nook and cranny of what he was about to go into. We don't expect that from our players.
One of the things that we've provided players with is a interface called the situational awareness view. And the situational awareness view is essentially us giving the player back what soldiers in World War II would have had.
When I use situational awareness view, I just press a button for situational awareness view, and the camera suddenly flies up into the air. And I'm able to get an overview of the terrain.
The battlefield environment is re-exposed to the player so that he can understand what the situation is and then make a smart tactical decision about how to navigate it.
There is a town in the distance, like Carentan, for instance, that actually is where Carentan should be when you're on that position on the ground.
Carentan has a cathedral, and you can see it from kilometers away. And so when you play Brothers in Arms, I mean, we rebuilt Normandy, so you can see that cathedral tower, even miles away. The actual gameplay that takes place there is a little bit different than the kind of gameplay we have in the past. You see, the German tactic, when they lose ground, is to immediately counterattack. And you can see the German units starting to come in, and you can see the maneuvering. He's got a sniper rifle, so he can harass them. But he's not going to be able to withstand this unless he uses his units down below. So he's up here yelling his commands down below, and you get to do this in the game. You get to use the command and control interface to maneuver your units. It's almost like playing a strategy game.
I really love the ending of the game. And I think the last scene and the whole battle on Hill 30 is something that every one of you will want to experience. It is the final piece of putting it all together. You have tanks, you have your squad, you have a desperate situation. You're being attacked by the most overwhelming enemy of the game. And if you don't do it right, you won't win.